Welcome, everybody, to Entertainment Evolution Symposium 2022. I'm so excited to be here in person with people that I spend so much time on Zoom. Aha, all right, actually first in-person meeting, even though we've been working for almost a year on this thing. And of course, my wonderful partner on this event from last year. We did such a great job virtually, and it's so great to have you again. Let me introduce Amy Zwagerman from Pepperdine, IEMS, and Mr. Claudio Ludovisi, who is the Assistant Dean of Marketing and Strategy for PGBS, the Pepperdine Graziadio Business School. Claudio, welcome. How do you feel?
Thank you, Guy. Thank you. And welcome, everyone. I want to welcome all of you here, our students, our alumni, our faculty who are here or on Zoom. Thank our sponsor. Thank all of you to be here for being here. We're so excited to see people in person again. It's exciting to do that. Last year, we did this completely virtually. And so it's just really great to actually see everyone again here. We're thrilled with the quality of speakers and the quality of content that we think we're going to present to you today. And it's a fruit of a lot of people coming together, a lot of community, and a lot of conversations around what is making great strategy in entertainment, media, and sports. We have Amy and Nelson Granados today from our Center for Media, Entertainment, and Sports. We'll talk to you a little bit more about that. But the theme, I think, today that you'll hear more about is how is data and analytics driving strategy, and how is it opening the way to adding value in the world. And at Pepperdine Graziadio, we're devoted to creating best for the world leaders. And what we mean by that is that we look beyond the simple bottom line and look at the impact of what we do on the world. And we create community around that. So this is a great opportunity to create community, to add value and to serve each other in however way we can. In offering jobs to our students, on the flip side, for talent to be coming to your companies, to upskill the workplace, to get leaders to think about what they do a little bit differently. And so all of that in the context of media, entertainment, and sports, which of course is super exciting. So I'll be here today. Love to meet all of you. Please contact us if you have any questions. I really want to thank Guy and HITS. It's been such a wonderful partnership working with you. And I was thinking about it, one year is a dot, the next year creates a line. So it's exciting. Exactly. It's exciting for that to happen, and I know we're going to be working for more years to come with success. So it's really great to be here. Thank you.
Absolutely. Look, Claudio, you're no stranger to this business. You want to talk a little bit about your former roles and also what you're doing now in terms of data? I mean, I know
Sure.
you've got other opportunities, but I don't want to put you on the spot. But you know, you're an M&E guy.
Yeah. So I have some friendly faces in the audience, people that I've actually worked with before. I have been in the entertainment media industry for about 25 years, working for Warner Brothers, for NBC Universal, for IMAX, and most recently for Disney, ABC. So this is an industry that's near and dear to my heart. I'm not really an academic to start with, but I am now the assistant dean of the business school, which means I run media entertainment, I run marketing, strategy, and corporate relations for our school. It's been a pleasure. It's probably one of the best jobs I've ever had. There's nothing like educating people and being in the business of inspiring people to do something really interesting with a business model, right? And create something great for the world. So I'm also doing a doctorate in fan engagement and doing research in that area. So if anyone is interested in that, please talk to me. And many, many other things that we could talk about. So, but in general, we do have a table in the back if anyone's interested in upskilling, whether it's a certificate or a boot camp, or all the way to a degree, whether it be a part-time MBA or an executive MBA or a Master's of Science in one of our fields. All of those programs are in the back. There's no better time to upskill and invest in yourself and to think about the skills you want to build. But in particular, again, going back to the theme of this conference, we think that data and analytics are really central to being able to drive strategy and to think about new and different ways of succeeding in this new world. And I think you'll be super excited to hear the topics and the insights of our speakers around this.
Well, you know, I was also going to talk just a little about us putting together the program, not only for last year, but also this year. And of course, having Amy, because this brought a whole different element to it that was awesome. And we're going to talk a little bit about who you connected dots to. But having you be in M&E and who we approached and who we talked to, and look, Jenny was obvious because we wanted to meet her in person, and we're so thankful that she flew over here from New York to be with us here today. But When you look also at the Board of Advisors on PGBS, I don't know your acronym, sorry. But that Board of Advisors, people like David Bishop and Eric Iverson, Carmi Zlotnick, people who are here, going to be here participating, really helped us drive this really amazing program. You have to have a little bit of an eye towards M&E to understand the unique challenges for what we go through. Hollywood's a weird business. I mean, let's just be honest. Right? It's not huge, right? It's not as big as government, finance, healthcare, et cetera, but the importance placed on us to entertain the world and also to drive and make those connections also for people where they see something they like, they want more of it, right? I think that's really ultimately what data does, and it was really awesome to not only have your amazing input, but also Amy's amazing input. You brought together one of our featured panels here in another couple sessions just after Jenny with Hope Allen. I don't know if you want to just talk a little bit about your relationship with Hope, because that was where all of a sudden it was like amazing. We are actually producing it in cooperation with Living Hope. But I don't know if you want to just chit-chat a little bit about your and Hope's relationship.
I'll start. I'll back up a little bit. So I'm Amy Zwagerman. I'm the program. It's on, right?
Sorry, yeah, just put it close to the mouth.
Oh, I'm the programming manager for the Graziadio Institute of Entertainment, Media, and Sports. So our mission is really to create pathways for students to connect with the industry, like today's amazing event, as well as to bring the industry to students through speaking engagements in the classroom or at other activities like this. Hope Allen, who we mentioned, is actually someone we connected with through another event. She produced a premiere towards the end of COVID that we had students participate in as they got to work at, see the movie, and participate in watching the Q&A. It was a wonderful event, so we're really glad to be able to work with her again. Additionally, on the Institute side, we support thought leadership and research in entertainment, media, and sports, as well as programming across Pepperdine's 5 schools. So there's EMS degree offerings at the Caruso School of Law, there's EMS offering at Seaver College, as well as the entertainment, media, and sports concentration at the Graziadio Business School. I should mention also that I am a Graziadio MBA graduate as well, which is how I got plugged into the Institute, and it's a great way to engage with the industry. So please, anyone who's interested in learning more or participating, come find me, say hello. I'm happy to have conversations.
Awesome. And you know what it also says? It takes a village, right? It takes community to drive community, right? You can't just invent these things, right? It's not like Charles Kane, right? It's not like media, right? You really have to have the heart. You have to have the integrity. You have to know where you're going, what you're doing. You have to know about the business. You got to know the outliers and variables also. Because, by the way, Seavers and Caruso, there's people here today from those colleges, from that law school as well. So that was what's also, was such a magical combination in terms of how we really came together and what we've done over the last 6 months. And you are seeing the fruits of that labor as well. All right, we have a few minutes left, and I don't want to be too early for Jenny. I'm just also being conscious of time check. We got about 5 minutes left. Melva's going to come up and talk at the end as well. I think the other thing is this whole powerhouse in the morning, starting with Jenny, following on with Living Hope, and then, of course, your conversation with Rob from Dow Jones. Now, Rob is here virtually, and this is the other part where it's like, expand your mind. Start thinking about these conferences in a different way. We've done absolutely 100% virtual keynotes as well, which it feels weird, right? Because we're all collectively watching a video together. But you're going to be interacting and engaging with Rob live. A little sneak peek in terms of what's coming up in an hour. You're talking about their transformation.
For sure, and that's great. So, I think whenever you think about your career and you think about special people that you run into that have a vision of what's possible, if I am 55 years old, which means I've lived through the transition from traditional studio world to new media and new business models and digital. And I think Rob Hayes and Jenny and any other people here today are really pioneers in thinking through how you transition from traditional digital and bringing the best of both worlds of thinking in that way, and always had a fantastic perspective on the kinds of deals you can do, on the kind of strategic frameworks you can think of, and just have a fantastic perspective on the opportunities out there right now. So that's one of the ways that I think we can serve the community, is to bring these kinds of insights that can be, you can walk away and come back, go back to your office or go back to your home office, whatever you're working from these days, and think about maybe what you're doing a little bit differently. And I'm hoping that these speakers really get those kind of juices flowing. So.
Well, and I mentioned earlier, media and entertainment's funky, right? We're an interesting industry, huge, but and also very high profile. But the challenges that Dow Jones is facing are very much like what our brands are facing. How do we reinvent ourselves, right? How do we reinvent ourselves for the under 25s? I'm 52, right? So I also never thought I'd turn into my father, but I absolutely did, right? Because their music mystifies me. Right? Their laissez-faire attitude about certain things and how they're so aggressive on other things also mystifies me, right? That's one of those things also where we're looking at ourselves as brands, moving through kind of time and space and trying to make sure that we stay relevant for the next generation. And sometimes it's not just driven by content alone, right? It's got to be also driven by marketing, driven by your attitude, driven by your personality, driven by the offerings of your platform. And with this business, think how long we worked on selling through, right? Whether it was physical media, right, or digital files, or lockers, key chest, and ultraviolet, and all that stuff. We were right in the middle of all of that. But now we're in the subscriber mode, right? And it's all about customer acquisition costs, right, and subscriber retention. So it really comes down to us, right? Thinking quickly, being agile, thinking on our feet, being part of the collective, not abandoning things that have worked so well for us, but evolving them. And I think that's really what speaks to the Entertainment Evolution Symposium and why we named it that, because we don't stop evolving, right? It's always going to be something new. Every year, something comes along. One year, we all got to go to the cloud, right? And then we take a step back and say, oh, wait a second, maybe it's not all cloud, all everywhere, because we also look at it and say, well, wait a minute, what's the cost? What's the value? What's the benefit? But when you look at our streaming economy and where we are going as a business, this is the new Hollywood. And I think it's really important to just plant that flag right here.
Sure. Just one more comment. One of the biggest differences of, I think, new Hollywood and traditional Hollywood is traditional Hollywood was built on supplier relationships, on those producer relationships. Now, though it's a shift, and the marketing models and the processes that run our business are actually really old, if you look at some of them. And then technology has grown by leaps and bounds. And I think certainly our marketing process, for example, I don't think has even learned to take advantage of all the technologies that are out there. And one of the things that's super exciting is the ability to deal directly with people. So all the TTC models that are out there and the subscriber models, we're born with that because we're born with the subscriber in mind first, and then bringing content to bear in that regard. Which is the opposite. That's one of the excitements about fan engagement, right? It's like if you can co-opt, if you can collaborate with the people that are fans of your brand to actually manage, to actually help you market that brand, maybe you can lower your costs of marketing a little bit. And you can also raise your revenues by word of mouth, which is always a great way to do it. So having a continuous two-way relationship with your fan is where really things are going, as opposed to having a one-time purchase mentality. You've all read about the subscription economy, and a lot of it, everyone wants to be the Netflix of blank, but understanding how you add value and that giving that forever promise, to steal one of the books that's been very popular books that's been out lately. What is it? What is your forever promise as an entertainment company to your customer? How do you plan to add value on an ongoing basis? I think those are all things that are empowered by technology in a way that they've never been before. So those are all very exciting things to be thinking about.
Yeah, and I just wanted to add, so I have a long history in entertainment, media, and sports, so studio world, sports world, and advertising world. So I'm also really excited about some of the sports content we have coming up, as well as some of the new media, new technology speakers that we have. So I hope you guys have a great day. I'm excited.
We're psyched to be here. And, I was going to say also, everybody wanted to be Netflix's so 5 years ago. Right? And honestly, this is what we do. This is who we are. I was watching new things like The Offer on Paramount Plus, a very interesting series. But it's like, what draws us to be here? What draws us to be in this business? Right? It's that passion, for entertaining, for creating, and entertaining. And the other thing I'd also like to say, in looking around this room and seeing the great diversity in this room, this is also what MESA speaks to. We have men here, women here. It's not kind of old Hollywood as you would think about it. This is the beginning of our future. We're right smack dab in the middle of it, and we're so psyched to be here with you today. Claudio, thank you so much. Amy, appreciate your help, and thank you for putting this fabulous program together. Let's give them a warm round of applause.